and welcome again to the lecture series The Ascended Masters Answer the Fundamental Questions of Life. This lesson is entitled Lesson 5, Part 5, The Ascended Master Teaching Foundation. The AMTF was founded in April 1980 with the sole motivation to preserve, republish, and expand the original teachings of the Bridge to Freedom in its pure, unadulterated form. Through the effort Annette Schroeder of myself, who saved the original teaching of the Bridge to Freedom in 1979, and who founded the AMTF, this goal has been successfully completed. Without this effort, the original teachings of the Bridge to Freedom would have fallen into oblivion. They would have been permanently lost. Therefore, by this action, not by words alone, the AMTF can rightfully claim to be the successor of the Bridge to Freedom. The teachings of the Bridge to Freedom are contained for the most part in a monthly journal. A detailed report describing how the publication of the monthly journal of the Bridge to Freedom were saved may be found in the AMTF book Initiations of the First Ray. Altogether, it took 6 attempts over a period of 5 years to accomplish the task of saving all of the journals. Here's a brief description of my 6th try to recover the dictations given through Miss Innocenti. In 1979, only 5 individuals had a complete record of the Bridge to Freedom journal. Those individuals refused to share them. The directors of the Bridge refused to make publicly available all previously given dictations given through Geraldine Innocenti. They made it appear all the original dictations had come through Lucy Littlejohn. At the last conference of the Bridge to Freedom in 1979 at Kings Park, Long Island, I met 2 students whose parents had been a member of the original Bridge to Freedom. One individual lived in Loveland near Denver, the other one Hackensack, New Jersey. Both said, whatever we had, whatever we find, we send to you and you can copy it. In a few days, 2 packages arrived. When I opened them, I found that altogether they contained 99 copies of the original Journal of the Bridge to Freedom. When arranged in order, I found the booklets contained the complete record of the journal from April 1953 to June 1961, the year when Geraldine Innocenti made this transition. None of the 99 monthly journals were missing. There were no duplicates. Included in the 2 packets were a number of cassettes. They contained the audio record of the journal from April 1952 to March 1953. At that time, the journal was published in a large format as a newspaper. It was printed under direction of Frank Peter in Havana, Cuba. Some individual had transferred the content of the newspaper to the cassette. My wife Annette volunteered listening to the tapes and transposing the content, equivalent to 240 pages in long handwriting. It was a labor of love. Now we had finally received the entire record of the main part of the teaching. All this gave us confidence. We felt the ascended hosts were supporting our effort. The founders of the AMTF traveled thousands of miles to interview several individuals who were members of the original board of directors of the Bridge to Freedom. Also, interviews with Alice Schutz, who at one time was the secretary of Miss Innocenti, and William Cassier, a messenger appointed by Saint Germain, who worked with Mr. Ballard, were very helpful. Mr. Cassier had for a time lived in the home of Mr. and Mrs. Ballard. Thus the original vision and the plan of the masters for the Bridge to Freedom was rediscovered and preserved by incorporating it in the goals of the AMTF. The lamp of truth was chosen as the emblem of the AMTF to signify the relentless search for truth, which is the vow and pledge taken by all members of the Brotherhood of Truth at the island of Crete. Thus, the lamp of truth appears on all of its publications. It was decided that the plan of the ascended host, as received by Geraldine Innocenti, could best be realized by proceeding as follows. 1. Gathering of the remaining Dispensations. It took about 25,000 miles of travel and 10 years' time to complete this task. At one time, a trip from Mount Shasta to Switzerland was necessary to obtain the access to photocopying just one book, namely the book Memories of Mother Mary. 2. It was decided to republish the original text of the Bridge to Freedom in 2 different editions, namely, Edition 1, reprint of all the original dictations but in book form, without making any changes. This goal was accomplished in 1990. By that day, all of the original texts had been republished as AMTF titles 17 through 41. Edition 2, restructuring the original dictations by preparing 16 new textbooks, all in graded subject-by-subject order. This step was necessary because the original dictations by Geraldine Innocenti were published in 20-page pamphlets on a date-by-date basis rather than on a subject-by-subject basis, with many headlines missing. Included in this edition were a few subjects that the ascended host gave through Mr. Ballard, which had not been mentioned in Miss Innocenti's dictations. We added an encyclopedia containing 439 keywords and about 8,000 references. Therefore, there is no need for students to buy the green books of the IM activity. All important items necessary to gain the ascensions are incorporated in the white books of the AMTF. 3. Translation of the original text into other major languages. All AMTF books have been translated into German. The task of translating the original text of the Bridge to Freedom was done in Spanish by Grupo Serapis Bay, located in Panama. 4. Establishing Ascended Master teaching groups. These groups have the dual task of enriching the knowledge of the student about God's laws and returning the energy of the Ascended Masters spent in their previous dictations in the form of decrees, visualizations, and songs. It is noteworthy that so far over 81 individuals who consider themselves channels have attempted to steer the AMTF away from its self-chosen course. However, none of these individuals seized the opportunity to assist in the effort to preserve, fund, republish, and distribute the original dictations as given by the ascended host, so Geraldine Innocenti. Would a genuine messenger of the Great Brotherhood not have offered help? Actions speak louder than words. In conclusion of this part, I'd like to quote a few words from the founder of the Bridge to Freedom, the Ascended Master, El Morya. Beloved friends of light and love, we are engaged, the other Ascended Masters and myself, in the building of a bridge which will endure until every man, woman and child belonging to its evolution has passed from the realm of imperfection and limitation over into God freedom. Into and under that bridge, we are building a foundation made of strong and valiant hand-chosen individuals who can bear the weight and the strength of the energy of the masses when they begin to cross from shadow into sunshine, from darkness into light, from limitation into freedom, from disease into health and perfection. We are the engineers who are endeavoring to discover the strengths of the various students whom you have called to the task at hand. Those who choose to remain with us shall have the great privilege and honor to becoming the living foundation of this bridge of living light. Additional details on the subject may be found in the AMTF book, Man, His Origin, History and Destiny. The book may be purchased from the website www.ascendedmaster.org. This concludes Lesson 5, The Dispensations of the New Age. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. That we'll meet again soon for Lesson 6, which is entitled Creation. God bless you.